How, why does that say it's scheduled? There we go. I'll fix the flow here. Okay, sorry, I had to fix my spray bottle. Let's get going here. I'm applying my borax and water solution here. Now I'm burning oak, so it's very straight grain. It's very hard wood. Takes a little bit of a boost to get this going. You can see how conductive the borax and water solution actually is. So this straight piece of palm, sorry, not pine, oak, it has a very specific burn pattern. It does a lot of spattering because of the grain, very straight grain. So what I'm doing with these is making bottle openers. I have a bunch of them fabricated already, but that's what this one's going to look like. And later I'll clean them up. I'll wash out the carbon and I'll end up sanding those and putting them as a video on my page. So this is just a piece of white pine. So it is interesting trying to cross grain with the fractals. My spray bottle got clogged up from last time. So because this is thick, I need to grab one of my dead men over here, I call them helping hands. Gonna go ahead and place the alligator clip on that side. Let the wood absorb this for a second. And I'm gonna go to full power. Now that's burning straight across the grain, and you can see how these patterns will come out of the grain simply out of nowhere. I got to turn my fan up. And that is the way that this electricity flows here. It is trying to create a connection between the two probes. Wood is an insulator. What I'm doing is I'm giving it a high resistance path to make these connections between each other. And you can see with pine, it only takes about 10-15 seconds before I can burn it after applying the solution. Let's come down here. We'll finish this one off on the bottom. You can see how quickly that raw pine will absorb this. Which makes it really good for this process. Tony Brooks, what's going on? Nice to see you. Sorry if I don't see your chat right away. I have my phone in my holder backwards. And you see, I walked away for too long, and it's burning from one side to the other because one side is more saturated. Okay. And that's it for this one. So again, what I'm doing is I'm making some bottle openers. And I have two already made. That's where the bottle opener is going to go inside that hole. So this one is just raw oak. This is just pine. This is what I'm going for. This one here is just a rough ergonomically shaped piece. And I'm going to saturate this entire piece. So I'm just going to let this soak. I see a couple people have joined in. What I'm doing is I'm making a fractal burnt bottle openers. So the bottle opener sits in that hole. It's making a bunch of them out of pine, out of oak, different shapes. Let's put our helping hand over there. See if this oak is ready to go. Yeah, borax in water is a lot better than baking soda in water, which I used to use quite a bit. And I've noticed that this does not stain the wood. Baking soda has a tendency to actually stain the wood and leave like a green tint. It's not bad, right? And these will look amazing when they're cleaned up. They look dirty and they look rough at this stage. And I'm just doing random ideas. I have no pattern here. Sorry for the shaking. I keep kicking my tripod. Sitting on a chair right now. Now that transformer that I'm using was super taxed out making that burn. I had it looking at the meter. It was up about 14.5 amps. I got it on a 20 amp circuit. So I have my voltage meter and my amperage down there. So I was really taxing that one out there. All right. Another piece of pine here. I'm sorry, oak. I keep saying that. I have a bunch of pine off to the side. So it's another piece of oak. And I just look at it. I look at the grain, kind of figure out how I think I want it to travel. I think this time we'll go with the grain pattern, kind of from one corner to the other. And then maybe we'll fan it out up to the left after we get this main one burnt up. And again, I'm sorry about the shake on the tripod. I got my fan going. I got the window open, kicking the tripod, just like I just did. All right, let's send this one. Now again, the electricity is traveling inside the board. It's just choosing the least path of resistance. See, it's following the grain. If you heard before I said I'm gonna start burning this, I want it to go with the grain this time. And that's what it's doing. I think we'll stop it before it connects. Right there. Now what I want to do is I want to fan it out here on the left. I really don't need much, not much solution here. So we'll bring this guy up here. I got to hit it before it dries up too. So it's going to start crossing that grain, and that's where I'm taxing the transformer out. It's running at about a 14.7 amp right now. There we go. So I don't do too much on these bottle openers. I really like to show the grain of the wood too. I dye some of them, I stain them. But like I said, it does look super dirty. But once you scrub this out and you give it a light sanding, because the grain is super popped right now, it will look pretty nice. So now let's grab this piece of pine, and you can see it's a very well beaten piece of pine. So it's got an aged look to it. If anybody watching wants to comment which direction I should go, just let me know. I got to clean up my probes here for a second. Maybe we try to go up and back down on the other side, like a U shape kind of thing. What do you think? I'm not going to spread the water this time. I'll just let it naturally soak in. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to get it to go all the way around in one shot. I'm going to say I'm probably not going to be able to get it all the way around in one shot, but I'll start it. And what it's going to do is it's just going to evaporate this solution. Yeah, so right now I'm contacted and I don't see any sizzling or bubbling. So I'm going to come over here. Yeah, well, so what that pine did is it just drank up all of this solution. So I'm going to have to apply it and then hit it kind of quick here. Now we can see it sudsing. This raw pine, it drinks this stuff right up. You can see how it came from the right-hand side. It's creeping around the edge. It's gonna connect and then push the other way, just like that. We're gonna bring it around town. We're gonna let this one burn in a little bit. And for reference, this is 22,000 volts. There we go. That one is roasted. So again, they look rough, but once these get cleaned up and they get sanded, they're gonna look really nice. I have another piece of oak here. I rounded the edges on this one. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring you guys in so you can really get a good look at this. And I think maybe for this one, we'll start from the middle. Let's go this way. Take it out a little bit, take it out a little bit. This way. Now, this is just random. I'm doing this completely random. So let's get right in there. What you'll be able to do too is watch how fast this solution evaporates. Okay, here we go. Turn the heat up. And let this rest for a second. It will change direction because it's evaporating the solution. See how quick that goes. Just gonna make sure we still have some saturation up at the probe, and now we're gonna come off to the side here. Okay, drug that one to the side. Let's hit this one down here. Again, cross grain. Really taxes out that transformer. All right, so we're gonna come back here. This may have dried up too much. No, we got a little action out of it. Yeah, it's gonna need a little help, so give a little bit there. Okay. Really, really, really trying to not cross that grain. It's not happy right here, but we're in charge. It's really, really trying to connect. So there must be a big gap in the grain down in here. We'll end up seeing it on finish. Not too bad. I think to match the bottom, we should come across the top here. A little strip. There we go. It's another one down. So I got a stack of them over here. I got a stack going. I got one more piece of oak here. I'm gonna bring you guys up. I do have a friend that tells me all the time, just do it. So this one, I think we're just gonna wreck this one. We are gonna burn the living ass out of it. Probably won't look as good on finish because of the way the grain gets blown apart. But hey, what are you gonna do? I just popped my other shop light off, so now we can get rid of that glare. So, all right, now that we're soaked in, as my friend would say, don't hold back, man, just do it. So let's burn the crap out of this one. What we'll do is we'll connect it and then we'll just burn it. We'll burn it down into the wood. One nice big strong lightning bolt. All right, so now that we made that connection, I'm going to turn the transformer down and I'm just going to let it burn. The only issue with doing this is the flame will blow left and right, as you can see, and it makes these craters, especially on oak. Now we're starting to lose. It's basically evaporated most of the solution on this. So we'll leave that guy alone right there. Let's come to this side and we'll just do another rip right up the side of this one here. Don't know if it's going to go. Yeah, it's pretty much dried up. So let me rejuice this thing. You guys got any questions in the chat? I've had a lot of viewers in and out. Nobody said anything. Got any questions? Ask. I only got a couple more pieces left here to burn for today. Get a lot of curious questions on this process and how it works. So if you're watching, feel free to ask. If I can answer, I definitely will. Yeah, we got a little leader there. So it just decided to take another path around because there was more solution in the water here. And this is getting dried out. Right there, we got a good connection. When I clean these out, I use a nylon brush. So I'm going to go scrub this one real quick and bring it up to the camera. So all I did is I just sprayed it with water and I brushed the carbon and ash out of the cracks. And the detail will stick out a lot more when this is dried and sanded down to like a 220. So you can kind of get the idea of what it's going to look like. And you could see how I just destroyed this by burning it. And it puts these big burns into it. Some people like them, some don't. This one here is not going to have a ton of detail in it. So the finish is going to be based on the wood grain itself quite a bit. So I got to go put these aside to dry, and I'll grab another piece I have. Well, you can see how much work I can get done in 25 minutes. So again, guys, the end product is going to be something like this. I got some bottle openers I'm making. So the bottle opener obviously will sit in here, and you can do whatever you want with it. I'll ship them like this. I'm going to grab another piece of wood here. Now, guys, hang tight. I'm just getting readjusted here. Be right back, guys. All right, guys, we're going to go for the can method here. Some of you have seen me do it. What the can does is it becomes the center probe, and I can walk my probe around it, kind of making the center of this piece the focal point, kind of like a sun, almost like a sun. And to do that correctly, I got to use my brush, and I have to fill this back up. So let me go get some water. So what I'm using is just borax and water. So I'm just washing my brush out because I've got borax crystals all over it. All right, so let's start off, see what we can do here. Now this is pine, so I'm going to start this on a low setting. So I didn't get the solution close enough to the can. I can see it arcing. Yeetus. I don't know when you came in, man. How's it going? I have the live chat up on my TV and it's not showing. Plus, this phone is up on my bench top. Yeah, so the pine sucks this up real quick. So get in here with that. We'll spread it. All right, we got some action coming. It's going to hit the probe and advance forward. You can see where it's coming from the can. It's not going to go under the can, so we'll be able to work all the way around the can. You got beer can chicken, I got beer can fractals. Nice, man. Trying to get this piece to cross. Good, because these are all glue joints. Yeah, things are going good with me for now, man. I had foot surgery and I'm able to walk, rolling around in my chair right now. Edis, you ever live stream? Bro, I'll give you Dante's Inferno. That's weak. That's weak sauce. Get you some of that right there. You can't hear the beer can sizzling. I didn't even know you could do that from the PS5. I haven't bought a new gaming system in a long time. I screw around with VR quite a bit. It's nothing like a VR flying game, I'll tell you that. Gonna have to start this one up here. Dude, you get used to the motion sickness. I had it at first playing the VR, especially with the turning. What people don't get used to is when you're playing VR and you're not standing, your character is still walking and it really jacks your brain up. Your brain is like, what is happening? It's like the roller coaster effect. Your brain has a complete meltdown because it doesn't know what it's doing. Especially with flying games. Anything that involves falling. Yeah, exactly, dude. Poker. With that Poker Stars game, that Poker Stars game got out of control. It's just a bunch of kids. I use the VR poker app. You can just sit there in silence and play poker, you know? Bunch of kids just chip dumping. They have no idea what they're doing. They just want to chip dump. If you ever get back on Oculus and play poker, let me know. Go run the house. We'll take all the money. All right, guys, I'm gonna finish up this circle here and then call it. I gotta go elevate my foot. Numbers are low today. A lot of people are at work. Yeah, it was that one. Yeah, you could free roam. You could hop into tournaments, multi-table. You could do a quick sit and go with 3 people. It was that game. But the table props and the fact that there's no age restriction verification whatsoever. You're sitting at a poker table with a bunch of little kids throwing stuff around, squeaking their little voices away while you're just sitting there trying to play a couple hours of real poker. But of course, I'm here saying it's real poker, and it's not. But if you're getting a game with a bunch of adults, it is a great time. Well, it's kind of twisted now is that poker game. Well, not just the poker game, but Oculus itself, it has its avatar creator, and you can go in and make AI shirts. So your character is wearing this AI shirt you made in all of these games, and it lets a lot of stuff slide through the cracks. Let me put it that way. It's probably why things like Sora are going to destroy the earth. Yeah, you know what we'll do? Oh, look at that! How it just came out of the middle of nowhere. That's random. I like when it does that. Now, see, it's trying to connect with the one over here because it doesn't want to go that way because this is crossing grain. So the way to stop that is I could just saturate the crap out of this and flood it. It won't go that way anymore. Give it a path this way. Flood this. Now you can see it's crossing grain. Yeah, it really didn't like that. That's all right. That's all right. It's what we do. Listen, this 22,000 volts is going to do whatever the hell it wants. I just give it a path, you know? I build it a roadway, it's up to it. I could slow it down and speed it up, but See, that's a lot of burnout. That's a lot of cratering. So that is not going to look very good. I'm not too worried about it. There's going to be a lot of sanding and a lot of carving involved in this, like I do with the rest of the pieces I make. So just going to go around here and do a couple finishing touches. Try to get a little more fanning here. And plus over here, it's dry now. Well, it's not 100% dry, but it's drier where I can come in and start a new one. And they're all going to try to connect because the carbon in the burns is a tracer. So that's also going to help the circuit. A couple little connectors here. So that's what we got. And it's going to look dirty and blown out. But like I said, once these dry, I'll come down here, maybe sand these tonight, and I'll put a video up on my page of what they look like, a quick YouTube short. But you can see where nothing burned under the can. It all burns away. So I can use this as a focal point on this piece. So then I'm gonna end this here soon. But if any of you guys are watching and you just joined, you want to know how I'm doing this. This is a Home Depot toolbox. This is my master switch. I'll shut that off. I got a voltage meter and an amp probe, not a probe, but it's going to tell me how many amps I'm pulling out of the utility. It's 120 volts from the wall. So this is my voltage regulator dial. So I got the voltage regulator up there. Master switch. It's a microwave oven transformer that's been modified. So on my neutral and my ground connections, I got the CT down there so the meter knows what's going on, and I got my cooling fan that runs constantly to keep that transformer cool. That's it. Top secret, proprietary. Don't tell anybody. Don't try this at home because it'll kill you. And don't try this at my house. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping in.